இது பண்ண தோலையா வியாபாரத்துல லாபம் சகஜம் அவன் பண்ணலாம் அலுவலகரை வச்சு இன்னொரு படம் எடுத்து தெரிஞ்சு காட்டலாம்
கொஞ்சம் நில்லு உன்னை நம்பி பீடா கடையை தான் மூடிட்டேன் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வார்த்தைகள் தான் பேசுறேன் நான் அறிவாளின்னு கொண்டுட்டு நானும் தற்கொலை பண்ணிக்குவேன்.
Hello guys, hope everyone is well and safe. So remember my tub video project where I showed you all an empty tank. So in addition to my tub setup, so I wanted to do something with this particular tank. So I thought about a lot of different ideas. The key priority was not to have so much of maintenance, and because I already have a planted tank, so the options were quite straightforward. So I decided to go for a Betta tank setup. As you can see, the tank is of a decent size. It's a 50 liters tank, and I used the same substrate that I used for my tub project. So remember this small tiny little black granules that I bought, and also the lava rock. Lava rock I did not really use in my tub, so I decided to use it in this particular project. So after putting the substrate in, I was just playing around with who goes where, and also the factors that I'm mainly considering here is such that there is plenty of spaces for me to do easy weekly cleaning, especially vacuuming the gravel or the so-called this particular substrate, and also plenty of open spaces. So that's the idea behind it. And I think that the black color or the so-called dark gray color could really go well with the sort of color of the fish that I'm going to get. Mostly I'm really looking at red, maybe with slight shades of blue, or completely white, let's say. So eventually decided that the Buddhas are not really working, so decided to go with this particular setup. Just plain simple rock setup, and these two deco items I already had it from one of my previous purchases, so let's try them out. For the background, I wanted to create a slope using lava rocks, so put all the lava rocks at the back. So here it is. I only had one packet, so this is all it came up to. So I have read really good reviews about lava rock. Apparently they are really good for beneficial bacteria, so let's see how they work. Interestingly, my Buddha also found a spot. So this is the light that I'm going to be using. Yes, it is a non-planted tank, but there will be floater plants there. And this is the filter that I'm going to be using. It's a decent size filter, and it's actually bigger than my planted tank one. As learned from my previous projects, the hang-on filters are the best options. They are quiet, and there's also space for filter media. And then the final ingredient, water. So I will be leaving this tank to run for quite a while so that the cycling gets kick-started. And of course I will be using used filter media and also sponge filter water to kickstart the cycling process and also to speed up the cycling process. So these automatic timers are my favorites. They help in automating the tank, so they switch on and off the light at the right time, helping to streamline the process. Finally added some floater plants, and this will help in the nitrate problems that may arise. And it's time to cycle the tank. And to kickstart the cycling process, here's something that I do. You take a sponge filter from a used aquarium and take the content out. Then pour this into the aquarium and also the aquarium filter media. Works like a magic. And as a quick update, here's Project Jungle, and this is the new setup, and this is the tub project. All progressing well. Whilst the tank was cycling, I also made a few changes because I was doing some research on raising betta fish, and I was told that the filter current should not be really strong. So what I decided was I took the planted aquarium's filter and put it down here, which is actually a slow current, and I also added 2 lucky bamboo plants just to give a plant touch to it. And I also installed a heater, all to keep the fish happy. So here he is on the way home from the aquarium store. Not an expensive buy, around 10 bucks. but I really liked him. He was very energetic. So I left him for a few minutes like this, just so that he can have a look at his new house or his new environment. He was actually very curious. He was just looking around, exploring. I was just wondering what exactly is he actually thinking, because at the store he was very active. Out of all the fishes, he was the most active one, which was the reason why I got him. So time for some chai and time for the fish to go into the tank. Hello. That was a beautiful moment. Look at him. Isn't he a beauty? And as expected, the first thing that he did was he went and hid behind that rock. And he was staying there for quite some time. I can't remember how long. It was definitely more than half an hour. Then he slowly started exploring. One by one, so he went to each corner of the tank, just slowly exploring all the structures there, and wherever he can, sometimes he will go and hide in one of those structures and then come out. He was just taking his own sweet time to explore. I find this fish very fascinating, especially after reading about it. So basically it has gills plus labyrinth organs, which means that it can breathe air directly, at the same time also breathe air from the water. Extremely high survival skills, and this fish is very independent and does not like the company of other fishes and is extremely aggressive. And with all these features, it's a very beautiful fish. But of course, after years and years of artificial breeding, we have got all kinds of colors now. Just curious on how the wild ones will look like. And that being said, meet my dragon. And as always, this is yesterday's tank, and yes, the tank has actually evolved, and here's a preview.